Hi guys, it's Mr. Gonzalez again, here with Lesson 15, Eighth Notes. The main objective of this lesson is to be able to identify eighth notes and understand how they work in music. Let's go. When you add a flag to a stem of a quarter note, it becomes an eighth note. Two or more eighth notes are connected by a beam. Here we can see the flag added to our quarter note to make it an eighth note. And here we can see a beam connecting two eighth notes. In 2/4 time, 3/4 time, and 4/4 time, eighth notes are equal to 1/2 count. This causes us to do something called subdividing. And subdividing means when we count two eighth notes, we count one and, or we say TT. Two eighth notes equal one quarter note. Here we see our subdivision of one and how these two eighth notes occupy the same amount of time as one beat that a quarter note would. Four eighth notes equal one half note. Again, we see our subdivision one and two and how this occupies the same amount of time as one half note. Eight eighth notes equal one whole note. Again, we see our subdivision one and two and three and four and how these eighth notes occupy the same amount of time as one whole note. Eighth notes can be drawn as a single quarter note with a flag attached to the stem, as seen here. Eighth notes can also be drawn with a beam in pairs, as seen here. And lastly, eighth notes can be drawn in sets of four, as seen here. For our exercise, we are going to complete the measures below using beamed eighth notes. Let's go. In our first measure, we see the first three beats are occupied by a half note and a quarter note. So we have beat 4 and the and of 4 to fill. We can use a pair of eighth notes. In our next measure, we see a half note filling up beats 3 and 4. We can use a set of 4 beamed eighth notes to fill in beats 1, the and of 1, 2, and the and of 2. In our third measure, we see that beats 1 and 2 are occupied by quarter notes. So we can use a set of 4 beamed eighth notes to occupy beats 3, the and of 3, 4, and the and of 4. In our second to last measure, beats 1 and beats 3 and 4 are occupied by rests. Beat 2 and the and of 2 are open. We can use a set of beamed eighth notes to fill out this measure. And for our last measure, we see beats 1, 2, and 3 are occupied by rests, so we can use a pair of beamed eighth notes to finish out this measure. And that's it for today's lesson, guys. I hope you feel more confident in your ability to identify eighth notes. In our next lesson, we will be looking at eighth rests.